All right, Descendants. It's July 2025, and the First Descendant has settled into its stride. We've seen balance patches, new content, and the meta has shifted, or has it? Because for a lot of us pushing endgame content, especially those grueling Void Erosion Purge runs and colossal boss fights, one Descendant continues to reign supreme. Serena. Now, before anyone yells skill issue in the comments, let's be clear. Serena is incredibly fun. Her aerial mobility, her relentless firepower, it's satisfying. But when a single character trivializes so much of the hardest content, it raises questions about long-term balance. I'm going to show you why she feels so dominant, especially for bossing and VEP, and then I'll walk you through the builds I'm using to achieve these results with the Albion Cavalry Gun, the Last Dagger, and the Malevolent. Serena's core strength, particularly in boss encounters, comes from her Ascension skill. Activating this isn't just about movement, it's about shifting the battlefield to her advantage. Most boss attack patterns, most elite projectile fire, are designed for targets on the ground. When Serena is hovering, strafing, and raining down fire, she's in a completely different threat profile. This means fewer dodges required, less repositioning, and most importantly, near 100% DPS uptime. While others are weaving, healing, or reviving, Serena is still in the air, still shooting. Her passive, Divinity, literally rewards this aerial combat with increased firearm damage. It's a fundamental design choice that makes her inherently safer and more efficient. My bossing and VEP runs heavily rely on maintaining continuous fire, and Serena's Sacred Flame is the engine of that. Hitting enemies with Sacred Flame not only applies Repentance, which is basically a powerful fire dot, but it also gives your firearm attacks a chance to recover rounds. In Void Erosion Purge, every second counts, and this is where Redemption truly shines. Being able to instantly cleanse all debuffs on yourself and your entire team with a single ground cast is huge. Those nasty slow fields, the debilitating status effects from elite enemies, the constant dots in higher purge tiers, gone. It drastically increases team survivability and removes critical time spent recovering or repositioning. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty. How do we abuse this power? Here are the Serena and weapon builds I'm running for high-tier bossing and VEP. For Serena herself, we want to maximize her aerial uptime, skill cooldown, and lean into that fire attribute damage. I use any type reactor with skill duration cooldown and skill duration up. For the external components, I use 2 set of Shell Crusher, which increases the fire rate by 5%, and 2 set of Ascending Armory, which reduce the skill cost by 6.5%. With these components, we can fly for a very long time. And now for the gun builds. First, let's talk about the Last Dagger. The Last Dagger is my go-to for colossal boss damage. Its unique perk, combined with Serena's kit, creates absolute devastation. I use this build only with Serena when I do VEP and bossing. The strategy here is to get into the air with Ascension, hit the boss with Sacred Flame to apply Repentance, then just unload with the Last Dagger. If you need a quick reload for another burst, a well-timed soar gets you back in the fight instantly. Secondly, I'll talk about the Albion Cavalry Gun. The Albion Cavalry Gun is fantastic for a more balanced approach, great for both bossing and especially for sustained damage and clearing in Void Erosion Purge. Its unique effect is excellent for multi-target engagement. I use this build for farming cores in Void Erosion Purge. For VEP, the Albion Cavalry Gun's higher ammo capacity and potential for area damage, especially with Sacred Flame spreading Repentance, makes it incredibly efficient for clearing groups. For bosses, it provides reliable, sustained damage during longer phases. And lastly, the Malevolent. This gun is one of the best right now in the game. The Malevolent, our powerful Battle Pass hand cannon, is an absolute monster for AoE clearing in Void Erosion Purge. Its unique ability, paired with Serena, makes short work of mob packs. For the cores, I use mainly Chill Attack and Fire Rate. It is essential for the Void Erosion runs. I use this build, which increases the multi-damage and killing faster the mobs and bosses. The Malevolent is fantastic for when you're moving through dense enemy rooms in VEP. Apply Sacred Flame for Repentance to a central target, then unleash the Malevolent. The combined AoE and the chance to recover rounds on your primary weapon means you can just keep clearing. So when you combine Serena's intrinsic abilities, safe aerial combat, perpetual ammo supply, and team-wide debuff cleansing, with these optimized weapon builds, you get a Descendant that feels undeniably strong. For me, someone who dedicates a lot of time to optimizing boss melts and efficient VEP clears, Serena is the undisputed champion. The question isn't whether she's fun or effective. The question is whether this level of power creates an imbalance that discourages build diversity or even the use of other Descendants in endgame content. Will Nexon introduce more mechanics that force Serena out of the air? Will other Descendants receive buffs to bring them closer to her utility and damage output? These are the conversations we need to have. What are your thoughts on Serena's place in the meta? Are you running similar builds, or do you have a different Descendant you swear by for bossing and VEP? Drop your comments below. If this deep dive was helpful, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss future The First Descendant content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!